So, the Marina Mabrey revenge game happened in what was a wild game. This was a game where it's like, if you're the Connecticut Sun, the way you play, you're never going to really blow out teams unless DeWanna Bonner and Mabrey or Carrington or 2 of the 3 are hot. But like, it was as bad a game as Connecticut Sun can play on the offensive end, not on players not named Marina Mabrey. Alyssa Thomas was passing up open shots because she's trying to freaking break that assist record from Caitlin Clark. Like, this is a team that's like fully seems to be sacrificing wins. I don't know what they're doing, but it was still a wild game because the Sky just dragged them in. They just dragged them in. They outworked them. And I'm going to be talking a little bit about the whole Chennedy Carter situation, but it was a physical game. So Marina Mabrey checks into the game. Bang. 3-pointer. Next possession, she gets post position on Chennedy Carter. Watch what Chennedy Carter does to her. Chennedy Carter. Bang, right in the face. Like, this angle makes it look like she's going for the ball. There was a side angle that I saw during the game. Like, I'm not joking. Like, if you watch it slowly, that is she gets her, like, let's just go side angle. Like, so, if you're going for the ball, you might, like, scrape your face. She gets her, like, here. She smacks her in the head and follows through. Like, this is as intentional a hit. First possession on the floor. First possession where Marina Mabrey walks inside the 3-point line. Bam! In the face. Like, she gets her, like, genuinely. And Chennedy Carter knows what she's doing. Chennedy Carter knows exactly what she's doing. Like, look, this was called a flagrant 1. It very easily could have been a flagrant 2. And then for Chennedy Carter's 6th foul, Alyssa Thomas is in the air and she just wraps her up. Fair play, Alyssa Thomas for hitting the shots. Chennedy Carter could have been chucked out of this game twice. And she obviously fell out, but she could have been chucked out twice. She probably should have had 2 flagrant 1s. This, I think, would have been a harsh flagrant 2, but I've seen flagrant 2s be given for less. And this would have been one of those flagrant 2 calls. This would is a Draymond flagrant 2, where it's like a player has a history, so you just assume it's intentional. And especially because it's on Marina Mabrey. Just like, this would have been like a Angel Reese swatting, looking like she's going for the ball and smacking Caitlin Clark in the face. People are like, oh, this is intentional. But Chennedy Carter's not even being subtle about it. She's not even being subtle. She goes nowhere near the ball. She goes nowhere near the ball. Like she's absolutely nowhere near. She just smacks her in the face. Like, she could have been chucked. So uncalled for OK Draymond. This is why no team will touch her. And the funniest part is that Teresa Weatherspoon and Chennedy Carter are there laughing about on the side. And like, look. I get it. You just want to go out and make a statement. She dropped 24 points. And not only that, she didn't get an assist on it, but she was the one that made the backdoor cut pass because Chennedy Carter was so focused on freaking her. They were so focused on her that she hit Alyssa Thomas in the back door, and Chennedy Carter probably flagrantly fouled Alyssa Thomas. They're never going to call that late in the game. Could have been chucked out of the game. She could have been ejected. She got fouled out, but she could have been ejected on the foul that was fouled out. And this game was heated too. And by the way, I do want to make a point, in my opinion. I do want to make one point. I also think that what Alyssa Thomas did was dangerous. This is not like just call it out, like, call out one side. Like, I thought what Alyssa Thomas did, there was a possession where it was like a double turnover, and she like kind of nudged Angel Reese and was given as a common foul. She knew what she was doing. She pushed Angel Reese in the back. Like, she didn't fully extend, she didn't do anything, but she hit her in the back so that Angel Reese would fall on Chennedy Carter. Like, she knew what she was doing. She knew exactly what she was doing. Alyssa Thomas, that's not a flagrant 2, but it's a flagrant 1. And it's as dangerous as anything we've seen. Like, what Alyssa Thomas did, especially because of how Angel landed on Chennedy Carter, was more dangerous than this, but in the sport of basketball, this isn't dangerous. You just can't, like, it's a if you hit someone in the head, it's a flagrant foul. If you hit someone intentionally, it's a flagrant 1. If there's excessive force, or if there's excessive contact, it's a flagrant 1. If you make no play on the ball, it's a flagrant 1. There are like 4 different things Chennedy Carter did in this play. She's not even looking at the ball. She's just looking at Mabrey's head. And then does she say something to her? No, but like, look at as Chennedy Carter's swinging. She's not even looking at the ball. She's just looking at Mabrey's head. She has no intention of going for this ball. She's trying to think, how can I make this look like I'm going for the ball? Let me just smack her as hard as I can in the head. Like, that was a crazy old game. That was a crazy game. But, like, everything about this, from weird ref calls, like, the ridiculous call that they made on Dejanay Carrington that had to be overturned. It's like the most obvious charge in the history of basketball overturned. Then the Lindsay Allen, like, undercutting DeWanna Bonner, and Chicago going mad that it wasn't overturned. Like, it was such a weird game. Angel Reese, like, going, like, completely crazy on the offensive glass. Every shot Angel Reese missed, it was like the ball landed. She has a magnet for the ball back into her hands. Alyssa Thomas just being sick of Angel Reese, like she always is, because of how aggressive Angel Reese is. Normally, Alyssa Thomas is the one who's the bully. Not today. We got to see the only player on the Connecticut Sun that can hit a damn shot in Marina Mabrey. We got to see the only player on the Sky capable of hitting a three-pointer. Rachel Bannon play okay. But, yeah, this was a wild game. This was an absolute wild game, but Chennedy Carter is very lucky. Like, she is, like, the post-Olympic break Chennedy Carter is the Chennedy Carter that was gone out of the league. She's still playing well, by the way. She's not playing as well as she did pre-Olympic break. And if you look at Chicago's wins, almost every win has come from Chennedy Carter just either taking over down the stretch or dropping 30. Especially since she's becoming a starter. They go where Chennedy Carter goes. And Chennedy Carter is now all of a sudden just back to being a player that gives you as much bad as she does good. Which is a worry. Which really is a worry, because, like, she's going to get herself chucked out of games. She was lucky not to have been chucked out not once but twice today. Which is a pity, because, again, talent-wise, she is as talented as any of those scoring shooting guards. She's as talented as Jewel Lloyd. She's as talented as Kelsey Mitchell. She's as talented as Enrique. She's as talented as Kelsey Plum. She is as talented as any of these players. But as Sue Bird says, she just needs to get her shit together. And this was not a good one. Like, the first time you're playing against someone looking for basically like a revenge game, and you don't even, like, if this happens in the middle of the game, maybe you could make the argument of, like, oh, we're going to, like, it's just a basketball play. The first possession Marina Mabrey steps on the court, you smack her in the head. The first possession. She made it obvious. Like, if you are going to cheap shot somebody and try to make it seem like it's a basketball play, don't do it the first possession they walk on the floor, because it's very obvious what you meant to do. But anyway, yeah, that is the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.